Hello everyone, this is Sim Gaming Tiger, continuing our voyage here in Uncharted Waters Origin. Uh, we are still working on the Joao Franco Chronicle, and hold on, never mind. Whose chronicle am I working on? Yes, it is the Joao Franco Chronicle. I do need to fix something though. I just realized it. I actually have Ernst as my representative mate. It doesn't really change anything. It just makes a little more sense. There we go. And I'm already like halfway through this Joel Chronicle, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the Ernst character. Well, we were still playing the Joel Chronicle. It's just that, Ernst was the representative of what the players would see in town. But we're going to continue to deliver this Erica to the Bureau here in Tunis. Remember, we came here and they said, hey, we've been having a plague. Ah, great. Again. Nice. All right, so what we're going to do is like I said, we probably ought to really consider starting to sell with like midpoint sailors. There's nobody of interest here that I can tell. There we go. So Lisa's there. Let's see, who's the other guy? Yeah, I don't think, he's a hygienist. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah, we may need to start thinking about just keeping it at midpoint with sailors. Because I don't think we're going to have too many problems with sailing, even like when we have to go to Japan. So let me see here. So 1248. Okay, there we go. Okay, 1207. That way we don't incur any sort of emergency, because I think I was careless with that before. And then let's just redistribute the crew evenly. Because I think there was at least once or twice where I've actually done it where I went with the midpoint even though it was greater than the available crew. Because I'm really trying not to have any sort of emergency recruiting charges. But now we gotta go deal with this Catalina Avanzo fleet. Because remember, she still believes that our family sunk the fleet carrying her brother, uh, Miguel, and her fiance Hernan. There's not really like a set place where this happens, I don't think. I think it just happens. I think. There is a special event going on where there's like high-powered NPCs down here. That's normally not the case. There we go. Yeah, probably not exactly the people we want to be popular with, pirates. And that's Joel wearing the outfit that Lucia made for him. And this should be an Admiral-only attack, based on the fact that this was named as part of the Chronicle. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so achieve total days at sea. Let's go into... We haven't... Yeah, we haven't discovered Palma yet. We may as well just go ahead and discover it right here. We should probably start discovering European ports. Yeah, it seems kind of silly that we've discovered ports like overseas, but there's still quite a few European ports we haven't discovered yet. It just feels funny. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot that with the, changing the representative mate. But again, it's not a deal breaker. The gameplay, we're still playing the way it should. It's just the representative on the screen. And again, I'm keeping the printed materials. And then let's go over here to the inn. Ooh, that's a big one. That's kind of interesting because he is... Let's see here. Bernal Loyola. He might actually be in the auto story. I can't remember. I think he's also in the Catalina story, so if we get him, we'd have to remember to sit him down for those two stories. But I mean, he's like big guy in the Spanish Navy. He's not the very, very top. I guess they actually just call him a mercenary. I'll go ahead and take him. I don't think I've ever had him before. I mean, we are going to have to think about doing battle at some point. I'm just going to have to remember to take him out of the fleet when we do Otto and Catalina stories. mean, it just feels so good to be able to like actually like have so much trading ability that you are actually not able to fill up your entire ship because your ships are so big. You can either A, buy out the port and all the goods, or B, you have trouble filling up the ships. I think this one's going to have a battle in it too, but because it's a quest, it's going to be an annihilation battle. Might actually, if I remember correctly, might even have a couple of battles here. Actually, I don't know which is better, this or this. Probably this, but so I can keep my seaworthiness over 180. Yes, let's be off to the pyramids. The only thing you're gonna teach me is how it feels to beat you. How it feels to sink you. That's the only thing you're about to teach me, Mr. NPC. I just love how these NPCs get so confused and they think that it's a good idea to attack these level 26 ships. Oh good, and we got some pepper too. Cool. Why we are following the guidance of a thief, I really don't know. And again, like I said before, just because we make this discovery now doesn't mean we're done with this discovery. We can still report it up to Mercator. Probably among the easiest 16 million ducats we will ever earn in this game. Actually, let me go down here and pick up these crew. Because I'm sure we've lost some crew at some point. Even if we haven't, you know, it would still be nice to have that extra buffer. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, guys. No, 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 no. Alright, let's see here. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get back to this complex back here. No, that wasn't what I wanted. Okay. Then I want to maybe go check these out, see if these pyramids are discoveries. Again, anything that looks unusual that's like sticking out from the land, you know, you want to go check. They must not be okay. So now we're going, I believe we're going to Cairo now. Yeah, we haven't even discovered Cairo. And so in online, UW Online, it's Cairo and Suez that are the connection point because Port Said is not in that game, but Port Said is here. All right. Now, let's see here. Wow, we made a big profit on pepper. Almost 7,000 ducats per unit, and we're selling it for like 8,000 ducats per unit. So we basically were charged because they do it based on like how much the NPC paid for $1,000 per unit. So I mean, we really flipped that pepper for a profit. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and hire this Ibn al Battuta. I mean, we've got enough right now that we should be able to, you know, hire him with very little issue. All right. Now let's take a peek at our fleet, though. So, okay, we still have one cabin here. Okay, we have three, so that's a total of three. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 16. 20. 23. We still have 24 cabins we can actually fill. Probably just do this one because it's probably going the same direction we're going anyway, to Malaga. Yeah, in a couple of more days, we'll actually be getting another level 26 ship. I will say that about these developers. They are extremely generous, and I think I said in a previous video, almost too generous. I think I said that toward the beginning of the series. I mean, honestly, as you, obviously and honestly, you know that there's no such thing as too generous, but it's just kind of overwhelming, especially for like a new player, like who wouldn't be used to this. You know, oh my goodness, I've got all this stuff to claim. I don't know what to do. Even for somebody like me who's played the game several times, over several accounts, it can get overwhelming at times. I might have to slow foot it when we get close to Lisbon to try to get to the 10th day here. So now we need to just move to Athens. All I'm going to do, I'm not even going to go back to Lisbon. I'm just going to, you know, turn it back around to Athens. Save like a day or so, maybe even 2 days. I mean, there is also the chance that I might decide to actually only carry like 5 million ducats in cash, which is the maximum amount of insurance compensation as well. Just so I mean, even though this is a player versus environment server, nothing major is going to really happen. The only thing is that, yeah, it does cost a fee, but I think I've calculated it. It's well under like 1% fee to withdraw money from the bank that you put in. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's probably not a big deal. It's just, when you're transferring large sums of money in and out of the bank, uh, when you're transferring large sums of money in and out of the bank, that 0.5% really adds up quickly. I think this is the top of Sicily. I'm not real sure. Yeah, it is. Ooh. So now we came all the way here to be told basically go back to Lisbon when I was right there, remember, at Lisbon. But I knew I had to come here because if I would have gone to Lisbon, the next part of the story would not have come up. Okay, we'll take her. I know she's only a C, but we do need archaeologists. Now we gotta go find, gotta go learn more about Lucia's disappearance. Carlotta, if I remember correctly, is Lucia's mom. And probably friends with Christiana, our mother, the Queen. Or not the Queen, but the Duchess. She's a Duchess and a Princess, remember? How is my adventure fleet doing? Or my dispatch fleet, I should say. Oh, they still got a while. So basically, Catalina has apparently kidnapped Lucia, but Brother Enrico isn't so sure that Catalina did this totally on her own volition. That, maybe she was convinced to do so. That is not something that she would have done on her own, but maybe she had some assistance in deciding to do so. And I cleared my throat on purpose, like, yeah. Have you noticed I don't use like any of these like over here? And I don't, you know, even though in real life I'm a Christian, I don't like go to the church and pray like every day in the game. I mean, at this point, this late in the game, it probably isn't that helpful. That'd be more for like at the beginning of the game when you really need boosts to like your expertise and all that for like adventuring. Seems kind of weird to be snowing in Lisbon. Seems like that's a little far south to snow, but maybe not. Okay, we're gonna take him. He's a chief navigator. He's an S. And this is Magellan. Where the heck is Magellan? Okay, let me see here. Okay, one. Okay, okay, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. Okay, so now we need to go to Shuta. Things might be starting to pick up here a bit, folks. Because you saw what the chapter is. You know, toward the kingdom of Prester John. And remember, Prester John is like a big story element for the Joel Franco story. I think they sell wheat and Shuta, so I'm not going to take that. There you go. And we'll go see Anna. and it's Joelle this time, so it's not going to be Ernst who's like just an absolute klutz with the ladies. It's Joelle who's a little bit more polished when it comes to the ladies. I don't know if I need any more dye merchants in the fleet. I mean, we are going to miss Brother Enrico, though, with his negotiating skills. When he goes to spread the gospel of the Lord in Japan. Which, again, as a Christian, I think that's really cool that that's like a part of the game. Pasta! Alright. So it looks like we're going to Syracuse. Syracuse, I believe, is where pasta is. And again, I don't think I'm going to buy wheat here. I don't have room anyway, but and I can't remember if this is like a gopher, like where we bring back the pasta and she makes us go get something else. I can't remember that part of it. Oh, Naples. I thought it was Syracuse for pasta. Maybe Naples is considered closer than, oh, it might be. Hold on, let me. Naples might be considered closer, like more direct from here than Syracuse. Because I think the Ali quest, where it involves pasta, I think he has to go to Syracuse. And it actually like tracks it in real time, like how far away from these different ports you are. To Naples, yep, what was it? Naples, 462, and Syracuse hasn't even come on the map yet. So that's probably why, because Syracuse is probably a little further away than Naples, although you wouldn't think so. Yep, Syracuse is further from Tunis than Naples. That would explain that. but it's closer to Athens. You know, Syracuse is close to, which would make sense because you don't have to go through that little strait between Syracuse and the Sicily and the Italian mainland. I don't know why I get to buy these. I don't always get to buy these large shields. Let's see here. I think it has something to do with like a guild monopoly, and I guess right now we don't have any guild monopolies, at least in this area. Oh, I didn't even go to the end there. Oops. Yeah, I may not even do insurance, honestly, because I don't know. I mean, because the most I can get is like 5 million ducats total in insurance. So I don't know if I want to do daily insurance or if I'm just going to do what I'm doing now. Like, obviously, if I were on the Atlantic Ocean server, the actual player versus player server, you know, I'd be playing this a lot differently and a lot more conservatively. And be putting money in the bank. Like, anything over 5 million would go in the bank automatically. But I'm also not a whale, you know, in terms of spending money on the game. So I would not do well at all on the PvP server. Because that's where you players that, you know, have the additional disposable income to spend, that's where they, you know, go. And it's basically, you know, an arms race over there. Just like anytime you have a player versus player game, if it's a freemium model like this, free to play, but there's additional, you know, transactions, uh, yeah, your wells are gonna, especially if there's a player versus player, you know, element to it, your wells are gonna, you know, have fun. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see how much fame, you know, Joel ends up ultimately getting. Because Ernst finished with about 180 adventure fame, and Joel's over halfway through his Chronicle. Last I checked, he only has like 120,000, I believe. Alrighty, you know the drill. It's quest time. Oh, ooh, let's not sell the printed material. Thank you. Nope, nope, nope. Let's go back here. Let's go back. I always like to try to remember to trade. I know for a while I stopped trading with Ernst, but honestly, that doesn't really make a lot of sense to, not trade. Because your trade fame is, regardless of what you do, always going to be the highest level of fame in this game. It's just so easy to get. The one thing that's different in this game than online, another thing that's different, is that in this game, your trade skills aren't determined by how many goods you purchase of a particular type. It's determined by how like leveled up and promoted your aides are, your merchants are. There we go. Let's see here. Ooh, boy. Antidote to shipyard and clay. We could probably do that. I know that's a trade one, but still. Probably like the easiest one. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I've already, okay. Perfect. And then the antidote is just right here. It isn't always in the place that you want it to be, but a lot of times it is. Like, a lot of times, like when you have a deliver XYZ from one item shop to the other, or one item shop to the shipyard, you're usually in the port where you can buy the goods when you pick up the quest. So my guess is after this 10 days at sea, my guess is we're going to find out something about Lucia, or we're going to, find out something about Safa. Because remember, we got to help Ali find his sister Safa. I think that's Charles D'Artagnan, which I'm not overly interested in. Well, that stuck up on me. Almost a 3 million ducat profit there. I could do that one because I do want to go to Amsterdam anyway and kind of do some reporting. Probably also try to remember to take glass beads with me down there. Because remember, they've said a couple of times that glass beads, I mean, work wonders down in Africa as far as improving your bottom line. I might have actually done this before. Oh, that's it? Alright, so I don't know who owns Las Palmas right now, but probably getting ready to upset somebody if it's not Dutch. We're gonna clean this vessel out. There we go. Not a lot of profit here, but I mean, good amount of profit just considering that we only had to sell like a short distance. I can't remember if Las Palmas takes alcohol though. I literally can't remember that. But we did get the glass beads. So we had a nice little reporting session there with the Mercator. Now we gotta go invest in Las Palmas and then, like I said, bring back sugar. And I have not discovered Las Palmas yet. Seriously? So we've got to invest in Las Palmas, but we aren't going to have to use any of our ducats. We're going to have a bunch of like certificates and stuff from the game. So I can't believe I've just now discovered Lost Palms. I think I've found out that there's like 210 ports in the game. And no, I will not be going to report to Mercator that I discovered Lost Palmas on this trip. It just not worth it. Like I said, it also seems to work better when you save it up. We'll probably still have to do one more. Well, no, actually, what we'll probably do is after going to Amsterdam, we'll probably head back toward Lisbon. Do kind of want to see where I am in terms of the Chronicle, though. Oops. So 77. Okay, so we have 63 more steps. It's these steps that say, you've got to sell for 10 days. That kind of drag things on a bit. Yeah, that's wild how you know hard the NPCs are and how much seaworthiness is required down here at the base of the Rhine River. That's just wild. Oh yeah, I gotta show you something. A little history, not history, but geography fact. So the Nile River, Alexandria is north, as on the northern end of the Nile River, but that's actually considered down the Nile River. The Nile River upstream is actually down here somewhere because the river kind of, I guess, flows backwards. I don't know if that's all rivers, but I know that that's in particular with the Nile River, that it flows toward the sea. Whereas I think most rivers flow from the sea down the tributary. Don't worry, we won't embezzle it or anything. Isn't that exactly what, like, somebody who would embezzle, like an embezzler, would say? Oh, no, 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 no. Let's just sell it here. Oh, yeah. Easily. Now we have to go see the House of Alanye. Now, probably we're not going to buy gin here or ham in case we get told that we can go past, like, we can blow past Lisbon and go on to our next stop. wherever that would be. Before we do that, let's go to the inn. I can't remember if I checked out the inn while I was here last time. In UW Online, alcohol trading is actually a very good skill to have, especially if you're like the English or the Dutch and you've got access to a bunch of it, or even French too, because you have access to wine and brandy. So alcohol trading is like a very, very good skill to have in online, but I don't know if it's necessarily a great skill to have in this game. Yeah, I honestly do not know what I'm going to do after Joel, if I want to do the Ali Chronicle, or if I want to do the Otto and if I want to do the Otto and Catalina Chronicles. All right, off to shoot. Boy, am I glad I didn't buy alcohol and ham, gin and ham. Alrighty. So I didn't sell the Dutch stuff here because I want to sell that when we get to Suez. And we have yet to discover Aiden. So we're going to go to our trusty friends over in Port Said. My guess is I will probably do Otto and or Catalina next. And then Ali, and then hopefully by Ben, hopefully we'll be close to like level 80. And I can, get into one of the paid admirals. Of course, you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to the inn. Especially now that we're going to places that we don't spend a lot of time in. We might need to be a little careful there. I might have gotten a little too frisky with filling up my ship the way I have. As nice as you get 10 uses of each canal, not just both canals total. And I found this out a while back. 10 uses of each canal per day. Nice. Nice. So that was well worth it taking those over the canal. Even if we would have had to pay, that would have been well worth it. Probably nothing here, really, because I don't know what they sell in Aiden. And obviously I don't want to be buying stuff here that they sell in Aiden. I believe that's Jeddah that we're passing by. Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So I think when it says like C/TW, that means it's a crosswind, but it's coming from the rear of the ship. So it's like in this case would be coming out of like the northeast. Well, actually, we're going southeast, so it would yeah, it would probably be coming like from the northeast, like northeast. And of course, if it's C/HW for headwind, it's a cross headwind, which would be coming, from like the southwest as we're going right now. So we've got to go to Baghdad and I think she's actually in Basra. I think we go to Baghdad in, if I remember correctly. And they say, oh no, she's no longer here. Here's what's funny. So they sell Iraq here, or Iraq, which is a liquor. And of course, liquor is considered, haram, considered forbidden in Islam. So I find that kind of funny. Because I guarantee you, we bring European liquor here, I guarantee you they will not accept it. Or they'll accept it, but they won't pay you for it. Imagine not having that event that we had, remember, with Ernst, how we were able to actually basically speed discover, uh, you know, Port Said and Suez. Normally, when that event's not in place, normally you'd have to actually go around Africa and make those discoveries. But remember, that quest actually would teleport you to the correct places. But yeah, normally you would have all of Africa mapped by now. I mean, so there's still quite a bit we, have the opportunity to do. We haven't fully mapped the Nile yet. We've discovered the Tigris, and I'm sure that we've mapped the Euphrates, but I don't know if the Euphrates is like a named discovery in this game. I just want to see if these are anything of particular interest. I don't think so, but in this part of the world, don't discount anything you see. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow past Baghdad real quick and go up here. See if I can't discover... There's a couple of things up here that I can discover. One of them looks like it is a ziggurat, which I initially thought was the Tower of Babel, but it's not listed as such in the game. So it still could be the Tower of Babel, it just may be under a different name. And then there's some other formation, a rock formation or something up here too. past Baghdad, so we'll go up here and look at those. I don't know if I have enough archaeologists, though. We just passed another village here. I forget what port that is. That's a port. Obviously, this is Hormuz. I'm actually kind of interested in that other tributary, too. Actually, I might check out the other tributary first. I've never been up here, so let me just see what's up here. I know it's mapped, but I don't know if I'm missing like any buildings or anything up here. Ooh. Nope, those just look like topographical features. There is a village up here, though. Ah, the Hein Defense Force. We know all about Willem Hein. Or should I say Villain Hein? Willem, or the Dutch cognate of William, the villain. Willem the villain. Okay, there's something there, it looks like. Let's go take a peek and see if I can pick this up. Alright, let's see here. Alright, hold on. Got it. Got something here. The ancient Babylonian city of There we go. That's not all, though. I think we got one or two more up here, too, if I remember correctly. Ooh, we got something right here. Seriously? Oh, no. No. Is it not gonna let me get to it? Oh. Oh, I guess I just don't have quite enough scouting. Like it's just barely, like it's teasing me. It's right there, but I can't get to it. Oh, that's annoying. There's something else back here. There's a whole bunch of ziggurats and stuff. See, this is the one that I thought was the Tower of Babel. Because if you look at it, it's like in the like classical. It looks like the classical depiction of what the Tower of Babel would have been. But it is not the. It's the Milwaya minaret. And then there's something else over here, I think. That might have actually been it. I can't remember. Nope, got it. Okay, so what is this one telling me? This one is telling me. Oh, I've still got a bunch of discoveries to make to get that one. Okay. And that one right there, this little ziggurat or whatever right here, was just like barely out of my reach. I'm gonna try one more time. I mean, it can't be like that far out of my reach. Nope. It's right there too. God. So close. Ah. So now we gotta go teach this Hassan character a thing or two. You know, let's not be causing a ruckus in the bar. And online, these are called rest houses here in the Islamic world. But here, I guess it's just still called the pub or the tavern or whatever. There we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Nobody of interest here. Remember I told you that, you know, we go to Baghdad, but then they said, no, no, she went to Basra. So this is around the time of the, sorry about moving the, you know, image around. So this is about the time of, was it the Ernst story? can't remember if Ernst had to help him too. I can't remember. I played these stories so many times that they all kind of run together. I know, remember, Ernst had to come here to deal with the ornithologist, I believe, or, the bird expert. And he had to go get the stuff to make the bomb. That was a real blast. No pun intended. So now we gotta go back to Istanbul and talk to Ali. Uh, there we go. So let's see here. No, let's get rid of that. Since I can rarely buy sumac, let's take care of that now. Sumac is a spice. There we go. But I also know of, like, poison sumac. But I guess that's not poison sumac. That would not be a spice if it were. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on back toward... Hold on. I know I didn't... okay, good. I thought, oh, that would have been bad. So now we got to go back to Suez. And I think what I'll do is I will stop the video here. It's been over 2 hours. And then we'll reconvene when we get to Istanbul and talk to Ali. So until next time, this is Sim Gaming Tiger wishing you fair winds following seas. May God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.